Welcome back everyone to Piney Plays Minecraft Skirmish. We have the third floor up, so we still will be needing a roof at some point. So we're making pretty good progress. I've got the windows inside. And so far things are looking fairly decent. Maybe it's a little bit strange having 3 windows there instead of a single height for the others. That's a little bit unusual. I have to decide whether that's good or bad or whatever later on. Now down here, there are no windows on the first floor. That's intentional because I still need to build the hill. And when I build the hill, I'll probably have to get rid of some of these spruces. Be time for me to harvest those spruces anyway. And then we have this side, which is actually, this side is nice and straightforward. So so I'll probably have to make things a little bit more symmetrical on the other side. Alright, that's what we've got down there. And on the third floor, so getting to the third floor is, so now we have windows here. Now, I guess there's nothing I could do about that. Alright. And here we are. Now what does... So this room you saw before, right? No, this is actually a top floor. So this is actually a new room for you. This is the room it was. This room I decided, it was a very odd shape, so I turned it into a 2-room suite. And I think that will work out very well. Because it didn't feel right to make it into it looked like it was too small to make it into 2 separate rooms. So I thought, well, why not have a 2-room suite? That way someone with a little bit of extra money will have something to get. And these 2 rooms, I decided to give them, well, it's not technically a connector door since there's a corridor in between, but it could be used as a connector. So they could very well communicate with each other. Just in case you had a party of 2 people coming together. And I decided on that because this... Well, actually... Oh, that's right, because joining these together just made them come together in a funny way, so that's why. And I didn't want to have this come all the way across like that, because then it just didn't work well, I think, with the windows. And now this is the south wing. And the south wing is a lot more regular. Everything is nice and regular out in the south wing. And here I have some flint. And this is where I'm putting things like minerals and the like. And especially redstone. I don't know what I'm going to do with all this redstone because I've got plenty of stuff, but in a Middle Earth type setting, there are a lot of times where redstone just doesn't work right. But if we have something where we need secret doors and the like with dwarven architecture, while the doors wouldn't use redstone, they might use clever mechanisms in the background. As long as you hide the redstone, it might work. But not much in the way of redstone use, I would say, for the doors. And here we have, so I've got some obsidian here. And so all the various minerals are there. And I dump this dirt, and dirt will go in here. I'm going to get some labels for all these rooms, so that I can remember where everything is. Right now I just have to remember it based on I know this is the 2nd floor, this is where I've got various rock type items. Stone, I guess is the best way of putting that. Now for the kitchen, now I haven't added any more ovens yet, but I have 2 chests here. One is for coal because I figure right by the furnaces is where I'm likely, make sure I have some glass here. Alright. Sound like a kitchen is a good place where you're going to be needing a great deal of coal. This will probably be my main furnace area. Ooh, I didn't realize it was that low on coal there. Alright. I figured just split up the new. Alright. Just go there. Good. And keep that up. And now here is where I'll be keeping various types of food. So I have some. If I run out of bread at any point, I'll certainly have no trouble. Actually, what I will need is a crafting table here. Alright, that's something to consider. Alright, so that's where my progress is. Probably I'm going to have to get... yeah, those two just don't quite line up with that one. I'll have to see what I do about my room, see if there's a way to get that to be more symmetric. But now I believe I've got stairways there, while here I've got a stairway there and a room there. So this is how I have. I will probably get rid. Actually, yeah, that looks really bad. Those two there. So I will have to take care of that. Now what I wanted to show you here is this tree here. I decided to see what would happen if I planted saplings 5 by 5 for oak saplings. And this is the eventual result. I had thought that maybe I'd get 1 or 2 little saplings grow out and the rest of them will die off or something like this. No, I've got I've got 2 5 by 5 oak. I thought this might simplify harvesting a bit, because now I don't have to run from tree to tree. As soon as I cut myself away to this wood, see how much I get out of this. Alright, I've got no wood in here, alright, so that means whatever wood I collect here is going to be just from this. Now, usually I get about 4, maybe sometimes 5 from oak, so let's say 4. So I would get about 100 is what I would expect to get from this. Maybe a little bit more, because 100 is a rather pessimistic number. And I could get 4 in a relatively quick harvest. Well, maybe relatively quick. Of course, I got this axe right now that's probably... I could see that there are a few... Aha! So it's not fury, because I've got a couple of saplings that are still here, sitting, waiting for some sunlight. I didn't think everything got grown over, but the exterior seemed to have grown out horizontally. Alright. I guess that makes sense. Oh. And there goes my axe. Well, I really should have made another axe before coming out here and doing this. Now, I am going to estimate crafting table. And what I want to do with the crafting table is I put a craft table in here, because no kitchen, I think, is going to be complete without a crafting table. And now this, of course, means that I used 6 of these for this. I only needed 1 crafting table. Alright. And we can put the crafting table, well, we'll put this here for now. Good. And what I wanted is an axe. Alright. And if this were between episodes, I would probably gone out and enchanted the axe, but I'm not going to worry about that right now, since my enchantment room is a bit away. Alright, now let's see how much we get here. Now, biggest thing is you can't see here. Now, is that because it's getting late, or is it because... Oh yeah, it is getting late. No wonder I can't see. Well, not quite that late. Sunset. Sunset and Brie. Alright. Of course, this is ostensibly a hobbit bed, so... So I say, would I really be able to sleep comfortably on there if I'm not hobbit-sized? Alright, now let's get... Still gotta get through all this mess. Actually, I think this is a separate... No, this is the same tree. Yeah. The big problem with this then is we have all these extra leaves, and then you're heading into a place where you think... And... Right. And I'm not too sure that's optimal. I think the axe gets wear down whenever it hits one of these things, even though the axe isn't optimal for going against leaves. I guess I'll have to test that at some point. See, so we do get a few of those horizontal wood pieces also, which is... If you're from the point of view of nice regularity, some people consider it to be an annoyance, those horizontal beams on oak. But I like when I get it because I like to get as much wood as possible out of my oak. Because I think it's faster to harvest when you have these big sprawling oaks rather than all these smaller ones. If you want regularity, obviously doing it this way is... it would be a bit of an annoyance. So it all depends on your preferences on the matter. Alright. Yeah, alright. Alright, so we'll see how you... Wait, this is one big... No, is this really faster than doing it in several separate trees? Probably with all this extra... all these extra leaves here, I don't think it probably comes out to... I mean, it's a lot faster than doing 25 separate trees, I guess, because that's the equivalent of what I'm doing here. Actually, not quite 25 when you consider that we have several saplings that did not grow, because we have... I mean, there's one right there. It's possible I might have destroyed one or two in the process. But at least those will be recovered. Alright, so let's say maybe at least 20 of them, though, actually did grow. Alright, well, alright. Maybe it's a bit overkill doing these in bunches of 20, of 25. 4 might be a more reasonable one, because then at least when 4 you don't start strangling all that much, since all of them will have an outside look. Though I can assure you that you don't get anywhere near as much wood out of a 4x4 here as you would if you were dealing with dark oak. Now let's see, I really should... Yeah, right, well... Obviously, I should bring dirt along if I'm going to do this. Because when you do get the sprawling oak that goes sideways and all that stuff, it's good to have some dirt around. Alright, I was just so anxious to show the chest and dump stuff in there that I forgot that, yes, it is still a good idea to have stuff in your inventory so you can use it. Good. And, see, this is... Well, I've got one full stack already. And we're going to have a couple of them. Oh, wow, that's 2 full stacks. 128 then. But that's because I've got at least 2 or 3 oaks that went into the sprawling form. And the sprawling form gives you a lot more than the 4 or 5 that you normally get out of an oak. So I think most of them have grown into normal size oaks, but we get an occasional sprawling one, which is normal, even if you plant them in a sane way instead of all bunched together like I did here. Alright, but I think you got the point. I'll just harvest the rest between episodes. You don't want to see me spend an entire day harvesting oak that way. So what are my plans next after this? First thing I gotta worry about is the hill, and the reason why I want to worry about the hill is the hill can give me some good access to the roof unless I make an attic somewhere. Where can I make an attic? You don't want to make an attic too easy to find by the general populace. I'll probably have to take care of a couple, because I do want to make a roof, and maybe a good step on doing that is to start to get my hill made up. So I will harvest all of the spruce so I could get a good hill, and I want the hill to go up to just about where the window height is. Now that does make the archway a little bit strange, which is why we have this nice archway here if no one can come here since it's against a hill. Well, I guess you got a good point there, but actually it will fit in with the skirmish, because in the skirmish it's not a hill there, because in the game they didn't put a hill that close to it. And maybe the hill doesn't necessarily have to be right above it. Now they interesting thought. Well, I'll think about that between episodes. But in the skirmish, you have a snowbank here, and the snowbank acts in a way as a hill. But that's how I'm making progress coming along. Is I've got some. It's starting to look out pretty nice and decently. Actually, I think this is the nicest looking build I've made yet, which is a step in the right direction. There are some things that probably could still be improved upon, especially that I still need a good roof. So next time, that's what we'll work upon. We will work upon the roof of the Prancing Pony and see how nice we can get that looking in the next episode of Pineleaf Plays Minecraft Skirmish.